The most trustless name in news.
It's a rainy day, but pump it up. Pump the Bitcoin. But what comes after a Bitcoin pump? Well, of course, those altcoins do. Many of them are already starting their big pumps. Now, altcoin pumps are a precursor to something in the market, something called altcoin season. And guess what? An altcoin season gets started by airdrops. And many of you, the Chico Army, are about to be showered with a ton of free money from airdrops. And those who are new recruits to the Army, we won't leave you hanging. Our content today has some brand new airdrops too. So get ready, because it's time for Chico Crypto. So let's first take a look at the Bitcoin price. There is no doubting it, Bitcoin has been on a straight up tear the past week. In the past 7 days, BTC has jumped from 43K all the way up to yesterday's peak of 52K. Like I showed yesterday, we are 2 months away from the Bitcoin halving. We are entering the Bitcoin pre-halving rally stage. Over the next 2 months, Bitcoin should pump. As in past cycles, 2 months before the halving, Bitcoin goes on significant runs of 40% plus. But Bitcoin isn't having the biggest run over the past 7 days. When we switch to the top 100 coins on CoinGecko, we can see 25 out of the top 100 coins are performing better than BTC over the past week. So does this mean we are entering an altcoin season? Are altcoins about to go crazy? Well, I have a feeling that this just may be the case. Why? Well, let's just go back to the last cycle and see what happened with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance started to rebound in a big way beginning in May of 2018, and it continued to grow and grow until it peaked out in September of 2019. From the May 2018 dominance low to the September 2019 dominance high, this was 485 days. After this, Bitcoin dominance dropped and dropped as the markets went into an altcoin season. I wonder if something similar is happening this time around. Well, of course it is. You remember what I say? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Bitcoin dominance this time around hit its low at the beginning of September 2022. Bitcoin dominance peaked out at the end of December 2023. How many days did Bitcoin dominance grow before peaking this time around? If you guessed it was near 485 days like last time, you are correct. This time around, Bitcoin dominance grew for 477 days. So is an altcoin season about to take place? Well, if you expand out this chart, you can see since December, Bitcoin dominance has been on the downtrend. Well, here is a nice chart to visualize all of this better. As we can see, we are due for an altcoin season, just like the one that happened in 2020. But what's even more interesting is there was a bearish cross on the Bitcoin dominance for the 2-week MACD. This has only happened in 2017, 2020, and 2021, which after this cross, it resulted in strong alt seasons. But do you want to know what was a precursor to this alt season that happened in 2020? The one I'm comparing to what is going on right now? Crypto airdrops, a big crypto airdrop at that. If you do not remember, in 2020, the first major crypto airdrop happened, which helped kick off the alt season of 2020 and into 2021. And that was the Uniswap airdrop, where any person who touched Uniswap was airdropped 400 Uni tokens. Well, my friends, something similar may be happening right now. Massive airdrops are coming, and many of the Chico Army are about to make some bank. If you didn't hear yesterday, Starknet just released the details of their airdrop, and 1.3 million Ethereum wallets are eligible. I wouldn't doubt many of you are eligible because we have covered Starknet and Starkware on many different occasions. telling my viewers to use the different applications building with Stark. So who is eligible for this airdrop? What did you have to do to get this one? Well, Starknet put out a good breakdown of where the tokens are going. And this is where. Over 51% of the tokens are going to Starknet users, those that played around with the protocol. Just over 2% of the airdrop is going to developers, those that built with Starknet. Starknet early community member programmers are getting over 9% of the tokens. Those that use StarkX, the predecessor to Starknet, are getting 9.62% of the tokens. So what does this mean? Well, many of us were early users. Many of us use Starknet, so a good amount of us are eligible for a good batch of tokens. But here is the big surprise. Over 21% of the tokens are going to Ethereum stakers. I've been a massive proponent of staking Ethereum over the years, showing how to solo stake and more. So many of you should be eligible for this criteria. So how many tokens for staking? Well, Ethereum stakers who began running nodes prior to the network's 2022 merge event will be able to receive 1,800 STRK per validator and up to 12 validators. But those who staked prior to the launch of Ethereum's beacon chain in December of 2020 can receive 3,600 STRK per validator. There's actually a calculator to see how many tokens you will be receiving. I've included it down in the description if you want to check your status. But what about an airdrop we are all most likely eligible for that isn't announced but the snapshot has been taken? And what about the biggest airdrop of 2024 you can still qualify for? Well, we're going to talk about that in a bit. But before, it's time to give a shout out to the long-standing partners of our channel, XCAD, who have supported us through the thick and the thin. And like always, the full details of our partnership agreement can be found in the description. So I came across this tweet from XCAD this morning saying on the 27th of March, they will be sharing a groundbreaking announcement that will impact the entire space. Like you just watched, it's not just important news for XCAD, but something that will impact all of crypto. It seems like something pretty dang big. I think we're at the earliest stages of what is going to be the mega boom year for XCAD. Why? Well, XCAD already has huge names like Mr. Beast and Jump Trading backing them. So whatever wild announcement that is coming is certain to be the biggest news we've heard from them yet. Remember, XCAD is like Chili's, a fan token platform, but instead of football, it's for YouTubers. And XCAD is already endorsed by YouTube's biggest individual creator, Mr. Beast. So could this be a Mr. Beast creator token launch? Or from another YouTube backer of theirs, the KSI creator token launch? Well, we know they are both early investors into XCAD and two of the biggest creators on the platform. If they launched a fan token on XCAD, it would instantly introduce XCAD to tens of millions of new retail investors. That would truly be groundbreaking and big news for more than just XCAD. Not only that, but very recently, KSI even tweeted from his crypto account that he's been dormant since 2022. Is this just a coincidence? I don't know. Now let's not forget they also have their product launch this quarter. So no matter what they're announcing, this feels like a huge opportunity for all XCAD holders. Remember, my thoughts around this tweet are of course all speculation, but without a doubt, this news feels super exciting for the entire space. And of course, if any of my speculation is correct, it's going to be huge for XCAD. So let's give a huge shout out to XCAD, the long-standing partners of the channel who have been dominating the social-fi crypto space and are on their way to becoming the MVPs of crypto. Everything XCAD is down in the description. Now back to those airdrops, we have some unknown information about a highly anticipated drop, that sneaky zkSync. I've covered this airdrop multiple times on the channel, probably the first YouTuber to speculate about the possibility. So I got people prepared by showing the many dApps you could use on zkSync. Earlier this month, zkSync tweeted, "ZK is the end game." And if you didn't know, ZK is the money tag for their coming altcoin. Well, shortly after this tweet, the zkSync GitHub had some major updates. As we can see, there's a new Docker file called snapshot creator. And diving into the file, it mentions the snapshot creator twice in the code. Snapshot creator, airdrop snapshot. Yeah, the zkSync airdrop snapshot might have already been taken, which means their airdrop is coming anytime over the next couple of weeks to couple of months. But what about the airdrop you can still qualify for? One of the biggest of 2024. Well, we just need to check out DeFi Llama to get an understanding of how massive this airdrop is going to be. As we can see, EIGENLAYER is a top 5 DeFi protocol by TVL, already with nearly 7 billion locked up. Jumping into the details, we can see most of this growth has come in the past week and a half. Nearly $5 billion have been injected into EIGENLAYER since February 5th. I talked about the EIGENLAYER drop all the way back in July of last year. So most of the Chico army is early on this one. But there is still time to get prepared and earn points that equal airdrop tokens. So I'm going to show you the protocols who are tokenless where you can earn Eigen points, as well as get prepared for the protocols who are tokenless, their own airdrops. Number 1 is Swell. As we can see, you can restake with EIGENLAYER with Swell and get prepared for their airdrop. There's also Kelp, which as we can see allows you to restake too, thus you'll be earning Eigen points and getting prepared for their airdrop. Then there is Renzo, which as we can see, they allow you to restake your ETH, but they even show the amount of Eigen points that have been accumulated with the protocol too, and 100% will be distributed to Renzo protocol users. But also they have Renzo points, aka points for the Renzo airdrop. I've included the links to all 3 of these projects below. Use them, do not miss out. Eigen will likely be the biggest airdrop of 2024. But today we likely covered the 3 biggest airdrops of 2024. Because Stark is going to be massive, zkSync is going to be just as massive. Cheers viewers, I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in